Roman Babich here with another fragrance review, this time Mugler's Pure Havane. Let's start off first with a presentation. For the presentation of Mugler's Pure Havane, we have a very generic Mugler box. This time it has a brown color, Amen Pure Havane Terry Mugler up here. Size and concentration, it is an eau de toilette. This is a 100 ml bottle. We have a little description on the side here. Nothing going on top. On the side we have another description with ingredients on the bottom here. On the back we have a picture of what the bottle is supposed to look like. On the very bottom we have the batch code and some more information. The bottle itself is very similar to many of the other Mugler's Angel Amen bottles, with the star this time it's a golden brown with a brown case. On the bottom we have the size and concentration with the batch code right there. And the sprayer, of course, is a little bit more difficult to spray because it is it's of the rubber there, but it does get the job done. And that is the presentation for Mugler's Pure Havane. Pure Havane is classified as a Oriental vanilla and was released in 2011. And of course the nose behind this fragrance is Jacques Huclier. In the top notes we have tobacco and white honey. In the mid we have patchouli, vanilla, and cacao. And in the base we have French labdanum, amber, and Styrax. So how does this fragrance actually smell like? Well, first off, it opens up with a fresh sweetness. There's definitely some fruits, some woods. I definitely picked those up. And I do have to say there's a certain tanginess that's similar to citrus. And I can't say it's specifically citrus, but the tanginess that you would get when you eat citrus. Of course, with that tanginess, there's a smoky cherry, and that becomes more and more prominent as it moves into the mid. I do have to say that cherry seems to be a spicy medicinal kind of cherry, almost like a spicy cherry cough drop. And it really does become the main player in the mid. So as the opening notes kind of fade away, that cherry moves up front and center. Now as it continues to dry down, after a couple hours, the tanginess seems to disappear and becomes almost a soapy pine kind of fragrance. There are definitely still that cherry is there, but it definitely takes a back seat and becomes a very soapy pine fragrance. Now in the deep dry down, near the end of its life, it actually becomes this smoky vanilla with different elements playing off of each other. One thing I do have to say about that cherry, it definitely reminds me of another Mugler fragrance that is actually quite a bit newer, and that is Ultra Zest. Of course, they're very different fragrances, but they do seem to play off of each other in the sense that Ultra Zest is, of course, for the summer, while Havane is more for the colder months. But that cherry note at certain times does remind me of the orange note in Ultra Zest. I do think perhaps some of the little nuances that play off of each other within the fragrance that perhaps are not listed are shared between these two fragrances. So if you do like Ultra Zest, you're also going to really like Pure Havane especially because they shared this element. Now projection was okay. I do have to say it's about arm's length for the first couple hours. After that it became a skin scent. Longevity was pretty good. I would say anywhere between 6 and 8 hours, which is very, very good. Now as far as occasions, I think any occasion will work, especially the more formal occasions, whether you're going on a date or going to a family dinner or something like that. This is definitely a great fragrance for that. Of course, it is a little bit playful, so it's not like super formal, but but because of the nature of this fragrance, it certainly has a certain more complex characteristic, so it's not like a day at the office. And speaking of different events, I actually do find that this is a perfect late fall, winter kind of a fragrance. You know, for those big occasions, I think this works perfectly. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. This is definitely that kind of event kind of fragrance. And actually the winter, fall, and early spring is probably the best time to wear this fragrance, because it really does do well in the cold weather. I would not wear this one in the summer. It just wouldn't really work. Overall, I think this is a really great fragrance, one of the better ones, of course, from the Mugel line. And that's it, you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like and comment. Let me know what you guys think of this fragrance. What are your experiences? And if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. God bless.